from the Birmingham Jefferson Convention Complex Arena. Join us and thousands of student athletes as we kick off State Games 31 opening ceremonies.
Leading our parade, give it up for our official State Games cheerleaders under the direction of sponsor Shannon and Ashley Bentley. And the cheerleaders of Big Al! Give it up for Albie! And from Jacksonville State, how about it for Kentucky? Woo! Alabama Speaker of the House, Mike Hubbard. And James J. Robertson, Jr., Birmingham City Council Member, District 7, representing Mayor William Bell of the City of Birmingham. Also, please welcome other members of the Alabama Legislature and elected officials. Agriculture Commissioner John McMillan. State Senator Gerald
Fast.
Alabama Sports Festival Foundation board member Howell Lee and his wife Susan led the North region out here in the Parade of Athletes.
And we've got Governor's Commissioner on Physical Fitness board member Rosalind Fabianchi and her husband, Dr. Renard Fabianchi.
And those guns you're hearing in the background, those are t-shirt shooters. So
made me jump.
A lot of the people in the stands are getting t-shirts, making their way into this arena. And it's kind of neat, Jennifer, how the opening ceremonies, the lighting of the torch a bit later will include some fireworks. They'll include a pyrotechnic production that we had to have the fire marshal come in to make sure it was okay. Not happened in Montreal, however. A little bit later in our broadcast as well, we're going to be paying tribute to the Boy Scouts of America, and obviously over here very, very soon. But you can see the athletes making their way up into the stands. Look at the crowd welcoming them in. A lot of excitement here. There's the t-shirt shooter you're seeing right there. Stay away from that, baby. Visiting with Mike Ellis, a good friend of mine. He's representing the Cole Foundation. That'll come your way here shortly to talk about how Mike and his wife Rebecca turned a family tragedy into an extreme positive for the youth of our state and the youth of the South. We'll talk to Mike. And then also John Matson, Jennifer, is going to be visiting with us. That's another thing we're excited about because it's making their way in, and there are a lot of athletes in the North. We see Big Al back here in Albie. The Jacksonville State Gamecock is over here. Look at all of the athletes parading in.
All right, coming up next, how about that for some excitement tonight?
Still waiting on.
Nothing yet.
Tonight. How do you feel about that?
It's an honor to light the torch tonight.
Outstanding. That's outstanding.
The CEO and President of the Alabama Sports Festival, Ron Creel's wife, Shirley Creel.
You know, we mentioned a second ago about visiting with Mike Ellis. He is with the Cole Foundation. And we're going to have him here in just a moment as you see the athletes parading in onto the arena floor. A lot of electricity in here. The athletes are filling up what's going on with with Mike Ellis. Mike is with the Cole Foundation. As you see the athletes coming in, a big part of today's Leadership Summit here at the State Games. You see the athletes still coming in, everybody. They're having a big time. The East Region, it was led out by Sports Festival Foundation board member Bob Booth and wife Karen.
We also have Montgomery businessman Tommy Shaw.
And of course, a guy that spent many an hour with me up here at the Sports Festival opening ceremonies, board member Alva Lambert of the Alabama Sports Festival Foundation. I think my man Mays has somebody else down there ready to talk to. Mays, tell me who you got.
Doug, I got Keeler here from Enterprise, Alabama. He's a soccer player. Now, once I got here, Keeler, all I heard about was this interview with you. Tell us about your haircut.
Well, I came here from Enterprise, and my barber, Terrell Brewer, he takes he cuts my hair, and then this time I just wanted to represent the tournament. I got the Olympic rings on my head.
What made you want to get the Olympic rings?
To represent this the state games.
That's outstanding, Keela. Well, we look forward to hearing great things from you in the future. Way to go.
Thanks, Mays. Great job, buddy. We appreciate it. That's a guy that's also experienced the thrill of winning medals in Olympic-style competition, Mays Marshall. Here's a guy that's joining us now here on the set that's also going to be making a large impact onto our state games.
All right. This is the West Region. The West Region is led by Carol C. Smitherman, ASF Foundation board member and Jefferson County Circuit Judge, and her husband, Senator Roger Smitherman, members of the Governor's Commission on Physical Fitness, and Dr. Jimmy Robinson, ASF Foundation board member. And of course, the athletes from the West Region. All right, that T-shirt brigade is going to get busy again. Let's hear it for the T-shirt brigade.
The athlete. I love all these cheerleaders they have out here now to kind of create the excitement.
And the
all
mascots.
of them have flags too, Jennifer.
Yeah, they do, and the mascots are spreading some love big time.
Yes, they are. Big Al and
Albie.
There's no telling what's going to happen with that before the night's over. The West region, one of the biggest coming into the arena. And they're filling up the lower bowl here, the athletes are. A lot of excitement yet to come here.
Is your chair moving?
Mine
is. Music is loud. It's feeling good.
Exactly. We are absolutely jumping around here on the set. As you see, Albie and Big Al are jumping around too. A lot of family and friends here, Jennifer, in the audience. I think about you, and I think about what happened in 1976, and I can just imagine how your family felt there in Montreal, knowing that you were on the biggest Olympic stage possible.
It was a magical experience for our whole family. It was something that happened because of my whole family. And when I stood on the award stand, I promise you that it was not big enough for everybody that deserved to be there with me, including my parents and my two sisters and coaches and teachers and people who were pulling for me and helped me get there. It was an unbelievable experience. And it was July 20th. I remember that because it was my little sister Melinda's 7th birthday.
That's pretty neat. That's a cool story, and I know that you love sharing it. I've read a lot of stuff about how you still kind of live the life of an Olympic diver. It's so cool to hear your stories and to read stories about you. But I want you for a minute, if you would, to talk to us about what you're doing right now with the Lakeshore Foundation as in the training of both Paralympic and able-bodied athletes. I know you're very much involved with special events and development, but tell us a little bit more about what goes on there.
Well, you're right. I do have an opportunity to continue to live the Olympic experience because of my work at Lakeshore Foundation. We are an Olympic and Paralympic training site. We've constantly got teams coming in to stay anywhere from 3 weeks, and they stay on campus at Lakeshore in the dorms. What we do is we provide programs for people with physical disabilities and chronic health conditions. And so it's a positive place. It's where people come and learn what they can do, not what they can't do. We also have Lima Foxtrot programs, and we do 6 military camps each year. No charge to the military servicemen and women, and they stay in cottages that are all completely adapted for them right on campus as well.
You know, Jennifer, as we watch some of these athletes come in, who are we to say that our next gold medalist and from the state of Alabama could be in this arena tonight? It's
Absolutely
all about living a dream, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You're right.
Resulting in a gold medal. You were 17 years old when you won it, but I'm sure there's a decade of training that had to have gone into that.
about 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, 11 months out of the year. And that 1 month that's missing is not 30 days consecutive. That's a couple days at Christmas, a couple days after indoor and outdoor nationals. But you know what? When you love something as much as I love diving, it did not seem like work. I mean, some days were harder than others. There's no doubt about that. But when you're passionate about something, it's not hard to make sacrifices and be disciplined and dedicated like that. And I'm hoping that these athletes here tonight are going to get a taste of what that feels like, and that they'll continue it on in their lives and stay healthy and stay active.
You know, there's a lot of passion in this room tonight. I've done these opening ceremonies for the Alabama Sports Festival Foundation for probably a decade or more, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a night where the Civic Center's been jumping like it's jumping tonight.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have a hard time falling asleep too.
Again, many, many years later. You see the flags flying.
Yeah, there's some serious energy in this room. Wish we could capture it.
A lot of the kids are enjoying seeing themselves on the television tonight all across the state. And we certainly appreciate our new arrangement with Alabama Public Television that is broadcasting the opening ceremonies throughout the state of Alabama tonight. It's going to be a fun night for them and a fun few years as they continue to kind of interact with what's going on with the Alabama Sports Festival Foundation. Should be a great relationship. The problem we have tonight, Jennifer with a perfect face for television, Doug with an imperfect face for television. It's why we're showing mostly the athletes here tonight.
You know, the athletes are having a fabulous time. I mean, they've got so much energy. And the thing that's exciting is that tomorrow is when the real fun is going to begin, when they actually get to compete and they're going to get to enjoy all their hard work and then see how they square away against the athletes from around the state.
Jennifer, I was talking to Randy Cherry earlier, and he's the guy that's in charge of putting on these opening ceremonies. And he talked about how tomorrow their hats completely change. They go from production of this huge event to gathering results, making sure everything is out at all of the venues, the water, the scores, the reporting of the results. It turns into a massive, massive production here in the Birmingham area and surrounding areas to get these 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 athletes competing and then getting their results back in so where we can get the results out to the media around the state.
Exactly. It's a huge undertaking, and it's Birmingham is so proud to be able to host this event on behalf of the entire state. And this event right now, the opening ceremonies, is also part of a bigger thing called Olympic Day, which is happening around the world. 160 different countries participating, millions of people part of it. And this opening ceremonies for the Alabama Sports Festival is the largest event that we host in the state of Alabama and one of the largest in the country.
You see all the folks finding a seat. Look at them, folks. They're just having the time of their lives here. The athletes finding their way toward the stands. You see a lot of the coaches as well. Parents are up there cheering. All the kids are sitting together.